Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Here we are just going into October. I'm in South Africa in the Southern Hemisphere, so we are going into spring and into summer. We had our first gorgeous rains last night. A little bit of hail, but they were tiny little stones. But with the zinc roof, it was lovely to wake up in the night and to hear the rain on the roof, especially after many years of very low rainfall. I'm really, really holding out that this year is going to be a brilliant year and that the seasons are going to be returning to normal. So everywhere in the world, we've just gone through September. September was a 9-year and a 9-month, and on the 27th of September, which was on Saturday. And so whatever your energy was, if you were in a 4-year, you were in triple fours. And so the energies that we've been working on globally and personally all came like to an all-time high on the 27th of September. So that may or may not have been quite an intense day for you. But most definitely the end of an era. So what is so special about October? Let me start screen sharing here, and then let's start having a look at what is so special about October. Okay, so October 2025. And everywhere in the world, we are in this energy. I doesn't want to change screens. Oh, I need to scroll. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, I hope you took a sip of coffee, got your breath. And so I'm going to show you how to decode your month and what is so special about October 2025. So we've just come through a 9-year. We are still in the last little 3-month period of this 9-year. But because next year is a 1-year and the current month of October, we go into a 1 month. I always see October as kind of kickstarting slowly the diminishing of the 9 energy and the increasing of the 1 energy, which will kick in by February, not January, because in January we're in a 1-year and 2 months, and that's yin and yang, day and night. And so we're not going to feel the full effects of our next year's energy until February. But now in October, you're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek of what possibly could be lying ahead next year. And so I always ask people in October to keep track of what happens in October. How are you feeling? What shifts? What suddenly comes up that seems a little bit challenging? What seems good? And because this is globally a 1 month, you're going to slowly start feeling like a new energy, a new setting of goals, a new era that is dawning. It's not going to be like flicking a light switch. Can't lie to you. There may be a couple of false starts, a couple of dead ends, but you need to start setting your goals globally for where are we taking the world forward. We're on a blank canvas, so our every thought is setting up, our every intention is setting up what we are going to co-create with Source into the future. And it can literally be absolute heaven on earth, and that is what it is supposed to be. So it may take a little while to settle down. A lot of people will still be hanging on to the old energies, which is what they were meant to let go of by the end of September. What you didn't heal, what you didn't let go of by the end of September, what you didn't come to terms with, what you didn't forgive, what you didn't stop judging, and this is not just in others, but in yourself as well. These are the things that you're going to drag with you into the next cycle. So please, even though we've gone into a 1 month, we are still in a 9-year. So anything that is unresolved, unfinished, any clutter you've got in your home, anything you're still holding on to, any grudges, any blame towards yourself or to others, you need to let it go. It's going to be an anchor that will be holding you back in this next 9-year cycle. So take note of what happens now in October and jot it down and see what you can do with that. Go and see a healer, come and have a session with me if you like, but let's see what's going on so that we can make the transition a lot smoother into where we are going. So to find out your personal year, this is what you're going to do. And sorry for those that have listened to my previous videos and know this by heart, just skip forward a little bit. So step 1, you're going to write down your day and month of birth and the current year, which is 2025. Then you're going to add all the digits together. From the 12, the 1 plus 2, from the 10 plus the 1 plus the 0, plus from 2025, 5 plus the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 5. And in this case, for this particular random date, that comes to a total of 13. And now you're going to add the sum of those digits together. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. So if this were your birth date, you would be in a personal year 4. To make it a little bit easier, and do remember to use the current year, not your birth year. If you use your birth year, you're working out something completely different. So here's a little table just to help you. So if you add your day plus your month of birth together, and you come to 10, 19, 28, or 37, then your current personal year is a 1 year. And so you can pause the video here, make sure you know exactly what year you are in. Globally, we are in a 9-year. Personally, you may be in a 9-year, but the chances are good that you're in a completely different year. So I'm going to use muscle testing, and I'm going to select a card for the global energy of October. And so I'm going to start off by shuffling these cards. These are my oracle cards. They shuffle beautifully. They're just the right size for the hands. They laminated, so they glide beautifully. They don't stick together. They are just really, really awesome. And then with muscle testing, I use this finger to muscle test. I'm splitting the cards in half and checking which one to continue with. I'm cutting those in half again and checking. Again, cutting them in half and checking. And I carry on checking until now I'm down to the last 3 cards. And this is the card that has come up. And that says, blessed for success. And it's card number 10. Oh, how beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going into a 1 month, and card number 10 is 1 plus a 0. Now, what a 0 means, it's not a number. 0 is a symbol, and 0 is a symbol of limitless potential. So I'm actually completely goosebumps just looking at this card. Blessed for success. You get it into focus. And that is card number 10, 1 plus 0. And we are going into a 1 month. If I add up the full value being in a 9-year, then this works out really, really beautifully. So blessed for success. And I'm going to read to you from the booklet that goes with that. So I've got a background screen on, and so it goes a little bit out of focus. But card number 10 says, and this is for the global energies. In this moment, the card reveals to you that success is imminent. and a favorable outcome is within your grasp. You are on the verge of achieving greatness. Aim for nothing less than perfection, for you are a creator and leader with limitless potential and divine wisdom at your disposal to make your dreams a reality. Luck and synchronicity are aligning in your favor, ensuring you possess the mindset of a winner. I'm still so excited. I can't believe that card came out. Okay, Janet, focus. All right, so the blessing available to you right now is perfection, a radiant sense of self and unwavering spiritual support, providing the strength, clarity, and authority needed to lead with wisdom and to create that which you have long envisioned. So yes, the old authority structures are falling away. They are no longer relevant. There's no place for them in the new world that we are moving into, and there will be new structures taking their place that will be simpler, more source-aligned, and I don't want to give too much away, but what is coming is really brilliant. But at the end of a 9-year, you have to let go. If your hands are still full of number 9, you've got nothing to grasp onto the number 1 and the new that is coming. You are blessed with possessing one or more of the sacred blueprints for the future of humanity, entrusted to you by divine design. Your vision is not only yours, but a gift meant to inspire and uplift others. You are called to rise into spiritual leadership, to build with integrity, and to manifest a destiny that serves the greater good. You can now conquer any challenge that stands between you and lasting, meaningful success. Oh, I mustn't cry. I'm feeling quite emotional now. So, and I'm going to jump right down to the bottom of the page to the affirmation. I rise as a visionary leader, guided by divine strength to build, inspire, and manifest a future of greatness. And that was written by moi, Janet. Okay, so October is definitely a turning point. That's like dipping your toes into the water, and we're going to dive right in by February next year. Not so long to go. So if your personal year is 1, I've pre-selected the cards, by the way, for the personal years. Otherwise, it would take me too long to do that for each one as we go through this. So if your personal year is 1, sorry, I just need to. I've had a bit of a chest thing for a few weeks now. I think there's something in the air that shouldn't be there. Anyway, so if you're in a 1 personal year, your personal month number is 2. So the other thing about October is with a switch from, for example, 1 to 2, you are doing also in a small way the switch from your 1 year into your 2 year next year. And any one number that follows on another number is always opposite in some way. And so if you've been in a 1 year and you're moving into a 2 year, slowly from now, I want you to understand that the 1 was all about driving and striving, and the 2 is not that, even though the world is going into a 1 year. So you always kind of in a little bit of a different place, and there will be a reason for that, a very good reason. So your personal month number is 2. Now, 2 is all about going with the flow, no pushing, no striving, no forcing things to happen. The 2 is going with the flow. Wait for things to come to you. Be calm and trust that on the exact right timing, you will receive the phone call, you will get the email, the person will knock on your door. So wait this month. But what you can do in a 2 month, as you would do next year in your 2 year, is focus on the details, cross your T's, dot your I's, check all your negotiations and contracts. So check your insurance contracts, anything where you've put a signature to it, check those, make sure everything is in order. Make sure your visas are up to date, your driver's licenses are up to date. And if in your 1 year you decided you're going to emigrate or move, expect delays in a month or a year. That is a number 2. Just because things in the rest of the world have to shift into place to be ready to receive you. So the card that came up for you is physical endurance, number 44. So number 44 says, do what you need to do. And the 8 is all about endurance. It's about longevity. It's about having enough oxygen in your body and breath in your lungs to be able to stay the pace. So you're going into a 2 month, you may be quite tired after your 1 year and you're 1 month behind you, but physical endurance is necessary. So look after your physical body, pace yourself, don't burn yourself out. And with a personal month to pace yourself, you're not on a sprint, you are on a marathon, and you need to be able to stay the course. So that is what I want you to do. Physical endurance. Just keep going at it. The number 4 says, slow and steady wins the race, but do it. And the number 8 says, there will be imminent success at the end of the day. So if I look at the book for card number 44, and let me just muscle test which paragraph I'm going to read to you from this page. This one, the blessing. So the blessing available to you right now is the body's inherent strength to carry you further than you realize. You have the power to rebuild both physical and spiritual structures, bringing balance into your life on all levels. Body, mind, and spirit. Your integrity shines, and with it comes the ability to attract abundance. Yes, that number 8 is abundance. Flow, that's your 2 month. And lasting success, which is the 8 that 44 adds up to. You can transform your energy, bringing it into alignment with your highest purpose. So anywhere where we are dealing with a number 2, we may also be dealing with a low immune system, glands, hormones, lungs, colds, flu, things like that. So, and the gut, because the immune system starts in the gut. So take care of your gut and build up your physical strength now in your 2 month. Do not allow your immune system to get the better of you. We are able to also co-create our bodies and slowly start bringing our DNA and our self-healing abilities back to what they were originally when we were humans version 1.0 and not as we are now version 7.0. And so make the connection to source and visualize the perfect, immediate, and complete healing and regeneration of your body. So there may still be some work that you need to complete because you're not out of your 1 year yet, but you are in a 2 month. So focus on the detail. And 44, pace yourself. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Personal year 2. So if in 2025, your day and month of birth adds up to 2, 11, 20, 29, or 38, then you're in a personal year 2, but your personal month number for October is 3. Again, 1 number apart means that they fight with each other a little bit. The 2 says, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to wait on divine timing. And the 3 says, no, I want to get out there. I want to have some fun. I want to party. I'm tired of doing all of this. I want life to be a little bit more upbeat and fun. I've got some creative things I want to do. And so it's a completely different energy. So the 3, and that's the year that you're going into, is now where the goals that you set in your 1 year, which was in 2024, those goals that you set in 2024 begin to come to fruition now. when we go into 2026. And this month is just a little bit of a precursor to give you a little sneak peek into what is coming up. So the 3 is all about communication. It's about having fun. And it is about tapping into other realms of dreams and symbols. And so it may be a good month to go and have a healing as you come out of your 2-year, because your immune system has been a little bit low and life has been slow and things haven't happened perhaps in the timing that you wanted them to happen. And so a healing session where you go to any healer, they all use the number 3 because in some way or another, they all tap into the unconscious world. Maybe you want to spend a little bit of time doing a creative project or painting or drawing, or maybe in some way you want to start putting out videos where you're talking on the internet, or doing talks, or hosting functions. You may be hosting something that you are ready to launch next year, and this may be the pre-launch now in October. And the card that you have got is sensuality. I smiled when I pulled this one, and I was tempted to pull another one because I thought, okay, how am I going to explain this? Anyway, and then I got over myself. Anyway, so sensuality is to do with the number 5. 5 has to do with the 5 senses. So it has to do with what you feel, what you taste, what you hear, and what you experience, very much your experiences through your senses and experiencing life. And 55 is double 5s. And so this is all about sensuality. And sensuality is finding the things that bring you pleasure. So you're in a personal month 3. You need to come out of a difficult year, perhaps, where your immune system was low, and you need to start connecting again with people. And the sensuality wants you to connect again to your body and what you enjoy and what brings you joy and comfort and makes you feel good. And so you may start off by going for a massage or something like that. Doesn't have to be anything big. But it's very important that you start experiencing life through your senses, that you are not robotic and just taking things for granted. You really need to get into touch with your senses. And the 5 also suggests change. So you may want to have a little bit of a change in your routine, or a change up in who you go and see, or a change up in the kinds of things that you do. And you may want to start water aerobics, because the feeling of being in the warm water and the movement of the water on the body, that alone is very, very soothing and very good exercise as well. So change things up, get creative about it, because your personal month 3 is about getting creative. So let me scan quickly which paragraph. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. No, the affirmation. So the affirmation says, I awaken to the full beauty of my senses, embracing pleasure and connection in every moment. I indulge in life's sensual flow, feeling, tasting, and experiencing all with deep passion. So a lot of things come together on this page that you're looking at here at the screen. They say, I indulge in life's sensual, that's that number 55. Flow, you're still in a 2-year, going with the flow, it's a water year. And feeling, tasting, and experiencing all, that is this number 55 as well, with deep passion. And that is your number 3. The 3 gets passionate and excited about things that bring them joy and enhance the creative flow in their lives. So this is you coming a little bit out of your cocoon and you starting to experience life again on all levels. Then we get to personal year 3. So if you're born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, no, not if you're born on that, I'm sorry. If your day and month of birth adds up to 3, 12, 21, 30, or 39, then this video is for you, and your personal month is number 4. So you'll see in October, whatever your year energy is, your month number is +1, which makes them fight a little bit with each other. The 3 says in your personal year says, I want to have fun, I want to be creative, I want to see lots of people, I don't want to adult, I don't want too much responsibility, I just want to let this inner child of mine come out and play and experience life without being hampered. And your personal month number is number 4, and number 4 says there's work to do. There's timing to be kept to, there's appointments, there are foundations that need to be laid in your personal life, your home life, your built environment, and in your business life as well. And that is coming up next year. The 4 also says to rein in the finances a little bit, because expenses can be high. It takes a little bit of money to make money. You may need to replace your computer early next year. You may need to upgrade the house, fix the roof. There could be many things that are coming up. But next year is a year of a little bit of hard work, and that starts a little bit now in October. And you know what they say, a stitch in time saves 9. So do the maintenance now in your 4 months, so that next year in your 4 year, you've done the planning, you've started the maintenance, and things can go a little bit quicker, and you know exactly what needs to do. Because often when you start replacing one thing, then you find out that you have to replace other things around it as well. So personal year 3, personal month 4, and the card that has come out is number 17. Now, number 17 has got a little bit of a mysterious Neptunian energy, and 17 adds up to 8. So this is success, financial success, success on all levels. And it says, keep reaching for the stars. So although your personal month is 4, and there may be some mundane tasks that you need to do, and some planning and budgeting or building or whatever the case may be, just keep reaching for the stars. Laying the foundations doesn't mean you're never going to build the walls, put in the windows, or get to the roof. You're going to get there, but you have to start with the foundations. So number 17 is also a very individualistic kind of number. It's a number where you don't talk much about your business. You keep it a little bit close to your heart. So maybe there's something that you want to start doing, and you want to lay the foundations for that. And this card is suggesting that you don't tell the whole world about it. Like, just keep it for yourself for a little while, and just slowly start building, and you can show the world the results a little bit later. And this that you start building may be the website, because your website is also your home. You've got a home that you live in, and you've got a home that your business lives in, which can be a building, can be an office block, it can be a site, can be a website. And so this says, just keep things a little bit close to your heart. Don't talk too much about it. Just do the analysis with that 7. Think deeply. And with a 4, get things done. There will be time enough later for putting it out to the world. It also suggests that the business that you want to start, and being in a 3 year, it actually doesn't surprise me, because your 3 year for the whole of 2025 is a very creative year, kind of coming up with new ideas, very creative. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that with that 7 in the number 17, it may be a bit of a business that's a little bit offbeat, a little bit not quite the norm, or that you're going about it in a completely different way, which is what needs to happen with all businesses from here on going forward. If we keep going back to the old, or what we used to think of as the good old days, yes, there were some good things in the past, but there's some very good things in the present as well. And we need to move forward and take the good from the past, but bring in the new things as well. So keep it close to your heart, and Otherwise, people can put you off. They can tell you, oh, that's a silly idea. And then before you know it, you're doubting yourself and you think, I've got to change this model. I've got to go back to something that people understand more. No, you need to move forward. So number 17, let me get to that page in the book. 17. And again, let me scan to see which first paragraph. Okay. Because every page has got 4 paragraphs plus an affirmation at the end. So this card reaches out to you today, reminding you that you are a being of immense mystery, a force that operates in subtle, unseen ways. Your path is uniquely yours, woven through time and space, yet it remains hidden beneath layers of the ordinary. You are destined for more than the surface world can offer. Yet you walk in silence, rooted in your own essence. And I think this is, for me, the crux of this. Stay true to your essence. Stay true to where you see your business going. Don't share too much, because you know how life is. Someone will always find a reason. Maybe jealousy, maybe because they don't understand, but they will always find a reason to shoot it down in one way or another. And that's not what you are needing right now. Right, let's go on to personal year 4. So if your day and month of birth adds up to 4, 13, 22, 31, or 40, then your personal month number for October 2025 is number 5. Again, one number apart, they fight with each other. So personal year 4, the year you've been in now, has been laying foundations, it's been budgeting, it's been planning, it's been very left-brained, very much not too creative, but getting things done. You can't get creative when you build a house. You can't say, oh, I think I'm going to be creative and I'm going to start with the roof and I will finish with the foundations. No. The 4 says step by step. There's a method. And when you build a house, you have to start with the foundations. If you do those in a shoddy way, or you skimp on the strength of the concrete or something, then later that whole house is going to come tumbling down, or it's going to be washed away, or it's going to start cracking or something. And then you're going to have a lot of maintenance on that. So lay those foundations solidly this year. You may have upgraded your home, your office buildings, your office furniture, your computer. You may have upgraded systems or designed new systems to help the work to flow quicker and easier. You would have been budgeting. You may have used a lot more money this year than you anticipated, but hopefully you kept enough aside to see you through. Now we go into the 5, and the 5 wants none of that. It doesn't want the structure. It doesn't want to be indoors sorting out budgets and planning and so on. The 5 says, I've had enough time at this number 4 behind my desk, plotting things, sorting out things, overseeing people that are doing changes or upgrades. Now I want some freedom. I want wheels underneath me. I want wings. I want to fly. I want to go places. I need to get out and about. I've got things to do, places to go, and people to meet. And I have got a product to put out. I've got a website that needs to go wide. I've got videos that need to go viral. I have got family I want to go and visit abroad, whatever the case may be. And you've got lots and lots of ideas, and you are itchy and you're a little bit high energy, and you may be dive bombing things a little bit because you can get addicted to the thrill of coming up with something new. And that's exactly what's happened to me the last 2 months. Is I started writing ebooks, got up in the middle of the night, totally inspired, and I would write and write and write through the night, through the day. And I was exhausted at the end of the day because I still have to learn properly to find balance and to pace myself. So be aware that in your 5-month this month and in your 5-year coming up next year, you may be burning the candle at both ends, and you may find exactly what areas of your life are out of balance. So while you're still in a 4-year, which is the planning and so on, plan how you're going to do your number 5. Plan what are the areas that need to all come together. You know, it's business, it's family, it's personal health and wellness, it is creation, it is playtime, it is time with the family. You define the areas in your life that are important to you and begin to find balance in that, and use the rest of this 4-year to learn the self-discipline to actually keep to a balanced life. And with a 5, I always say, if you're a planner, you've got strong 4 energy in you, plan to have times with no planning. In other words, in your planning, leave a day, a week completely open for unexpected things, because that's what happens with a 5. And that's probably going to happen this year. Like, you know, that saying, they say life happens while you're making other plans, and expect the unexpected. That is the 5. So don't overfill your days and nights with things that you cannot get out of, because there are bound to be some changes or some new ideas that come in that you might even want to change direction and change what you're doing and morph it into something else. So the 5, a lot of energy, a lot of information coming through to you. You'll be looking for a lot of information. So take care of your nervous system, and your nervous system affects your brain and your liver as well. So go slow on the liver and go slow on things that harm the body, because the 5 can be a little bitty self-destructive. So let's see. Okay. This is interesting. So what came up for you was number 40, the card number 40, which adds up to 4, and you are in a personal year 4. So this whole year, you've been between 2 worlds. You've been between the old world and the new world. You have been on this bridge, and you may have even been stuck on this bridge. There may have been an accident or a pileup in front of you, pileup behind you, and you have been stuck on this bridge pretty much. You may be feeling like that after this personal year 4 in 2025. So you are between 2 worlds. And right now, you're still in a 4-year, but you are moving into the 5, which is the new, exciting, different. The 4 is the known. This is where you've been. You know this place. You understand it. And now you're crossing the bridge to the other side. And so I think what this is really trying to say is just to caution you not to move too fast, because after this month, we've still got November and December. And then in January, we get into the new 5 energy. So see what's coming up for you. See what bridge you need to take to get to the other side. What does the other side look like? Where are you going? And right now you're between 2 worlds. So you'll be coming back to what you've been doing this year, but also looking ahead to what's coming up. And 40 is also a number of spiritual tests. So if you look in scripture, in the Christian Bible, wherever there were spiritual tests, Noah was out there on the ocean for 40 days and 40 nights. Everywhere you will find the number 40, which is kind of a holding space or a stuck space in between an old world and a new world. And this is very true of exactly where we are right now in our history. We're coming out of eons and eons of war and control and structures that have dictated to us, and we're going into a new world. And there's a little bit of a space in between the two. So let me see what it says here, number 40, and let me scan to see which paragraph. There are 4 paragraphs plus a affirmation. So let me just see. First one Second one. Okay, the second one is the shadow side. So for some reason, I've been called to read you this shadow side of this number 14. Perhaps you sense your life calling for a rebirth, yet the readiness to step into the new remains elusive. Perhaps the fog of uncertainty clouds your path and you find yourself adrift, not knowing what must shift or where you are being led. Perhaps you feel ensnared, caught in a web of indecision or circumstances beyond your control. Or maybe you feel like you are circling the same old ground, reluctant to release the familiar or the unknown. That's exactly where you are. Perhaps you retreat into solitude, postponing change, hesitant to remove the blinders that protect you from the unsettling vastness of possibility. Oh boy, I think we all understand that feeling a little bit. And especially those of us that are old souls, we've been around the block a number of times. And for someone to come and tell us now, oh, I'm going to show you a new way to do it, you're going to go like, I don't think so. I've been doing this forever and a day. I know exactly what works and what doesn't work. And that is the problem with us old souls, is that we can be very stuck in our ways. And although in our minds we say we're open to change, it doesn't always come as easily as what we think it comes. And so this is where you are now. Exactly. It's fine. Sit with it. Sit with these two energies and let them play out around you and just get a feel for where you are now and what is coming in. So, personal year 5, if your day and month of birth adds up to 5, 14, 23, 32, or 41, then your personal month number for October 2025 is a 6. Once again, one number apart. 5 personal year, 6 personal month, and 5 and 6 fight with each other. 5 says, I want freedom. I want to do what I like, when I like, as I like, for as long as I like, as much as I like. And the 6 says, no, 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 no. You've got family, you've got responsibilities. And where the 5 can be quite self-destructive, too little sleep, burning the candle at both ends, the 6 says, now we need to start practicing self-love. And self-love is not working 24 hours a day and then crashing and burning for 24 hours a day. Self-love is pacing yourself, taking care of your body, and loving yourself enough to put up those boundaries and to say no. No, I'm not going to go with you this weekend. I really need to just spend a little bit of time with myself or a little bit of time with my family or with my grandchildren. So the 6 is all about boundaries and the 5 does not do boundaries. So let's see what card came up for you. Perfection through study. Okay, this one stumped me a little bit. I was like, okay. So we've got a 5-year, which means we're curious and we want to know all kinds of things. We want to spread our wings and fly. Okay, there we are. We want to spread our wings and fly. And we want to do something that's new, exciting, different. So maybe that is the study. Maybe we started doing something this year that's new, exciting, and different. Maybe we did some change. Maybe we changed directions. Maybe we changed from one kind of occupation to another, sensing that the world is going to change and that wherever we are is not the way forward. Or wherever you were might have collapsed. A lot of companies are collapsing. A lot of structures are collapsing and having to be completely redefined and have new ways of working, maybe different sources of payment. Maybe the payment's not going to come from the government anymore. Maybe the payment is going to come from elsewhere. So maybe you've been in a job or something or an occupation where there's been a lot of change and things have come to an end and you've had to make changes. And now this is self-love and responsibility. So it feels to me that perhaps there's just something that you need to study. The 3 is about memory. The 7 is about understanding. The 3 is creative thinking. The 7 is inner understanding. So 37 is both spiritual as well as academic. And so perfection through study, going into a 6 months, which is all about the self. Maybe what you need to study is pertaining yourself, about how to set up boundaries. Maybe you need a short spiritual course on something, how to set up boundaries, how to say no, how to decide what is self-love, what is loving to do for my body and what isn't. Because yes, we still need to get out and about. That's the 5. We still need the exercise and we still want to travel. But the 6 is we need to do the self-love and we need to focus a little bit on our family. And the family usually waits for the 6th year, which is next year. And then suddenly the children get tonsillitis and they need their tonsils removed. And some of the older children maybe lose their jobs and you find them knocking at your door to come and stay with you. And maybe you're already tightly or thinly spread. And so lots of things happen in the 6th year that's coming up next year for you. And so you may get a little bit of a taste this year, maybe children saying, oh, there's a possibility that our company's going to close down. There's a possibility that I won't have a job next year. Lots of things are changing. So perfection through study, it doesn't mean you're going to study a degree or a master's degree. It may be that you're completing something like that, although 5 is not a year of completing. So my feeling is that it's probably, if you're not studying already, that it's probably a short-ish course, maybe a 6-week course or something that is going to help you to understand something a lot better. So let me go to number 37 in the book and muscle check quickly for what paragraph, or if it is the affirmation that I need to read. Okay, first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. Okay, the third paragraph on every page in the book that goes with the cards is all about the blessings. So the grace extended to you now is the chance to deepen your mind and spirit, for the season of study is upon you. This may be a calling toward creative mastery, intellectual refinement, philosophical depth, or metaphysical exploration. Whether for professional ascent or personal expansion, your intellect, memory, and comprehension are exquisitely attuned. It could be a formal degree, a curated seminar, or a self-guided odyssey through online learning. What matters is the pursuit itself. So yes, the 5 is all about the pursuit of something new, exciting, and different, broadening your knowledge. And the 6 focuses on the self and self-love. And so that makes a lot of sense. So it's the pursuit of something that will take you to a higher level of being able to love yourself more and do what is good for you. Personal year 6. I've been in a personal year 6. I've put on weight this year. The 6 has got a sweet tooth. It's very emotional. And some days when it doesn't feel like there's enough sweetness in the world, then the 6 is inclined to reach out for something a little bit sweeter. And the 6 is all about expansion. And so if you're like me, you may find that you've put on a little bit of weight, and the 6 is very emotional. So if your day and month of birth adds up to 6, 15, 24, 33, or 42, you're in a 6 personal year, and your personal month is 7. And I'm sure you've heard the saying of being at 6s and 7s, which means being at odds. So the 6 is the heart, and the 7 is the mind and the intellect. So I remember when I went through my divorce, I went through agony. I was like, how do I make this decision? Do I make the decision or the choice? Do I make it with my heart? Do I make it with my head? How do I trust my head? Because 7 is about trust. And 6 is, how do I know if my heart is being still being codependent, or how do I know if I'm making decisions from having set more healthy boundaries? So being at 6s and 7s is really being at odds. So the 6th year was all about family, self-love, responsibility, the home. There may have been babies born in the family. There may have been death of older people, or you may have had to look after older people. And now the 7 comes in, and the 7 is an energy that withdraws. It goes within. So it's almost like you're almost at the end of your 6th year, not quite. And this 7 month is going like, I've had family and helping everybody like up to here. I need some me time. And so this is what you may be feeling now in October, is that I really need some me time. And so choosing activities where you need to be alone, where you need to withdraw, like, for example, going on a spiritual retreat or a holiday, or putting in long leave. Maybe you haven't taken leave forever in a day. So personal month 7 is withdrawing your energy. It's needing more rest. It's needing more sleep. And it needs time to do some introspection, because you're going into a year next year of analysis and introspection and spiritual growth. And the card that came up for you is the spiritual warrior, which actually sits so right, because the number 16 has to do with throwing away love and needing to do the spiritual work to go with that. So in the 6th year that you've been through, which is all about the home, the family, love, and relationships, one of the possibilities is that there was a divorce. 16 is a divorce number. 16 is also the alcohol number. And 16 is the number of affairs. And all of those things are a cutting off of the number 6, or the heart, and a going within, like just pulling everything in and shoving everything down, which is that number 7. So 16-7 is the malefic form of the number 7, where you threw away love and you have now excluded yourself, alienated yourself, and you don't want to feel. You just don't want to feel. And so at the end of a 6th year, you're going into a 7 month. So be careful that you're not going into the destructive side of this. And the 16-7 is the spiritual warrior, which fits very well with the heart being open. It's the healed side of the number 16. It's the spiritual warrior, or the wounded healer is the archetype. So coming out of a 6th year, you may have done a lot of work on yourself. And now you're going into a period of doing the spiritual growth to make it a part of who you are. So seek the truth, take responsibility for self-development, and that is what the 7 is. Remain focused, passionate, and courageous. Passionate is the 6. Keep your heart in the game. And focused is the 7. Let's focus on something. Trust your intuition. 7 is all about trust. And follow your heart. That's the 6. Do the shadow work. So that may be the spiritual work that you're going to be doing now, is the shadow work. Choose love. Love is a higher frequency than knowledge and understanding. You need to understand that in the era we've just come through, in the 1900s, they used to tell us that when you bring emotion in, the intellect is weakened. And the being emotionally in touch was not encouraged. Emotion was not encouraged in the workplace. It wasn't encouraged anywhere. And a lot of people had to shut down their emotions completely. Those need to reopen. You need to choose love, because how we are going to manifest now in the future is through love. And remember what I'm saying now, it is a higher frequency than knowledge and understanding and an analysis. And then prioritize holistic wellness and self-love. So very, very important. This is the phase that you are in Right now. So let me see, although I did read this to you, which is on the card, let me see if there's something that I need to add to that. Muscle check in the book. First paragraph, yeah. Second, third, fourth affirmation. No, first paragraph, right. This moment calls you to immerse yourself in a time of deep spiritual growth. While you may sometimes feel abandoned, betrayed, or alone, those are all emotions, by the way, that go with the destructive side of the number 16. Betrayals, aloneness, feeling abandoned, they all go with that. Just know that you are never truly without love or support. This is a time of spiritual testing, a powerful initiation to rise above pain and suffering. So there we go. It feels to me like you are being called. So find out what that is about. Okay, let's move on. Personal year 7. So if you've been in a 7-year, you've been a little bit withdrawn, you've needed a lot of rest, you've been doing a lot of deep thinking and analysis and taking stock of your life, your business, your relationships, where you are at. So if your day and month of birth, like if you're born on the 1st of June, 1 and 6, if they add up to 7, 16, 25, 34, or 43, then this video is for you and your personal number. No, it's not a 7, it's an 8. Huge apologies. That should be an 8. So personal year 7, your personal month number is an 8. So personal year 7 here, I've got it right. That's why I switched so quickly. So your personal year 7 has been withdrawn, quieter, analytical, maybe some studies, maybe some deep thinking. Maybe you went on some spiritual retreat. Maybe you had to do some healing in your life. But now your personal month is an 8. And now it is okay. I've done the work. I've done the analysis. Now I need to catch this 8-year ahead, because the 8-year is the highlight of your 9-year cycle where everything that you have worked for comes together. And so this month may give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what is still tripping you up, because 8 is karmic. If you are in credit, then there's karma due to you, which means there's a payout due to you. It doesn't always come in the form of money. People expect money all the time. Sometimes comes in the form of opportunities, okay? Or love, or something that you've been wanting for a long time. So have a look at this month. If this month is very, very difficult, then know that you've still got some karma to burn. Figure out what it is so that you can get into credit, and so that what is due to you and to your business and what you've been working for so long can pay out and come to fruition next year. So your personal month is 8, which is hard work, success. It's usually quite long hours. It means that you have quite strong endurance and can stay awake for a long time, which might be a change after the 7-year. Apologies. Okay, so what the card is number 5. It's telling you to find the balance. Find the balance between being in the 7 years, still needing that rest, but being in an 8 month, which is forging ahead with business. So let's have a look at what the book says. I'm so sorry. I've been struggling with my chest for a few weeks now. There's something in the air that shouldn't be there, I'm quite sure. But yes, we're going to start cleaning it all out very soon. Okay, so card number 5, find the balance. Let me see. First paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth. Okay, it's the first one. The fourth has come up today, which is a paragraph of action. What action steps to take? Break the old patterns, network, market, and connect with boldness. Okay, so this networking and marketing is to get the business flowing again after doing all the analysis this year. Connect with boldness, travel, meet new minds, send the message, follow the impulse that leads somewhere new. Map your life with ruthless honesty. Where are you? Are you thriving? Are you merely surviving? Prioritize with courage. Power down distractions. Write, study, learn a skill that sets you alight. Say yes to the unknown. Experience is your greatest ally on the road ahead. So the 5, finding the balance, also suggests that you've got a lot of experience in life. You've done the analysis, and now the 5 is connecting. It's bringing in life again. Here you can see life has got its ups and downs. So it's finding the balance. Here's the pendulum. From fear, the negative side of 5 is fear, and the other side is complete, reckless abandon, not thinking what you do or say, which causes harm to the self. So it's finding the balance. So still needing a balance between rest, forging ahead, but also starting to do the connecting and the marketing and have new strategies to go into your 8-year ahead. All right. Then we've got personal year 8. So if your day and month of birth add up to 8, 17, 26, or 35, then you are now in October in a 9 months. Remember, the 9 is endings and it is healing. And so right, sorry, I just got confused a little bit. So your personal year is 8 and your month's number is 9. So your 8-year has been the highlight of your 8-year of the last 8 years. It would have paid out handsomely if you had karma due to you. If you are still in debit karmically, you may have found that there were difficulties this year. You may also have found in this personal year 8 that you might have been a little bit harsh on people. You may have pushed your loved ones away and told them you've got work to do, you need to earn the money, you need to bring in a living. And so you may have neglected your loved ones a bit, you may have neglected yourself a little bit and focused too much on work and money. And now your personal month energy is 9, which means you've got to start letting go what no longer serves you, because that's what you're going to be doing next year. So you need to start looking at what is still serving you and what isn't serving you. And while we're in a universal 9 year at the moment, which is all about the whole world healing and letting go of judgment, disease, thoughts that no longer serve, relationships that no longer serve, you need to start doing that this month while we are all in this energy and carry it forward into next year as well. So the 9 is about letting go of judgment towards yourself and others, of blaming others. You may still be blaming your parents because for whatever reason they left you alone when you were 5, or they didn't have money to send you to study, or they didn't treat you well, or they didn't love you enough. And now it's time to let go of all of that, because hanging on to that just gives you an excuse to become bitter. And we don't want to do that. So we want to go into the unconditional love and understanding of that, knowing and understanding that all the people that have ever hurt you are also going through their own journeys. They're going through their own pain, they're going through their own karma, and they've got their own pasts that they need to let go of, including the judgment towards themselves, which is what you need to do now. It's all the what ifs. If only I had done this, if only someone else had done that, if only my parents hadn't got divorced, if only we hadn't moved. Whatever the point is that is sort of a thorn in your side, you need to let that go and understand that has all been for your greater good in the long run, for you to learn from and for you to learn to let go and embrace the healing and the unconditional love on the other side. The 9 is, in African terms, what we call Ubuntu. It is I am because you are. It's a coming into oneness and a coming into complete understanding, but also within yourself. Learning to love all the unlovable parts, to accept all the parts of yourself that you wish were different. And so the card that has come up for you is card number 21. Now, card number 21 for me, why I've got this picture in here, Stairway to Heaven. Don't think of heaven kind of in a biblical sense at all. Think of heaven as somewhere where you're going to, somewhere which is a place of bliss and happiness and joy, which are very, very high on the levels of consciousness. So 21, think what happens when you become 21, especially in the older generations, the younger generations today. I've got kind of different ideas of when they become of age, because they've dropped the legal age to 18 for many things, some countries to 16. But in the old days, I know when I turned 21, I was given a key, and that was the key to my future. So 21 was a symbol of one stage of my life has ended, childhood has ended. And now I'm going to a higher stage. I'm going into adulthood, which has more responsibilities, more freedom, and I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder anymore. I have to make more use of my own integrity and what I've learned about what is right and what is wrong. And there's only one law with everything, and that is do no harm. Do no harm to yourself, to others, to other people's property, to the world, to the oceans, to nature, to the air. Do no harm. And so 21 is a coming of age, a little bit what we call ascension. But ascension is not a giant leap from 0 to 1,000. It's a slow climbing, step by step, up a ladder or up a staircase as we move through all the fear and all the emotions there. We come to acceptance and we start moving up through understanding, through joy, through oneness, right up into peace and bliss. Let me see what paragraph I am going to read for you. So number 21. Okay, paragraph 1, 2, 3. Okay, the third paragraph is the blessings. The blessing available to you now is confirmation that your soul is prepared to ascend. This is a time to heal, to release what burdens you, and to nurture what inspires you. You see, that goes with that 9 energy of this month, a time to heal and to release. That's why this card has come up. You are blessed with courage and insight to refine your path, to act from inner authority, to trust your intuition, and to elevate your life through conscious joy. This is the journey of spiritual sovereignty. And I'm smiling now because your year energy is an 8, and an 8 has to do with authority. And the true form of authority is sovereignty, which means that the only authority you have over you is Source, your creator. And that other than that, you do no harm, and you make your choices and your decisions from that basis. And that is a little bit about what sovereignty is, which fits in with the 8. They spoke about healing and letting go, and all of this in this card number 21. So I can see now exactly why it comes up, and I'm feeling inspired to read you the affirmation. I rise into higher consciousness with grace, trusting my soul's wisdom to guide me toward peace, joy, and the sacred unfolding of my true path. And that is written by Janet. So there we go. Then we come to personal year 9, which means if your day and birth add up to 9, 18, 27, or 36, then your personal month number is 1, and you move always together with the global energies. So you are 100% in tune with where the world is at the moment, and every single year and every single month and every single day and every single hour. And there will be a spiritual reason why you chose it to be so. So the 9 is letting go and the 1 is new beginnings. So you're still in a year of letting go, but you're also aware of the new beginnings that are coming in. And the card that has come up for you is spiritually gifted teacher. I must admit, this needs to come to me as we are busy now because I'm not 100% sure about how this is all going to come together, but it will. So the 9 is also usually learning to let go. So there is a teacher that needs to help and guide you or give you advice on what do I let go of? How do I let go? How do I heal? Maybe in this personal year line 9, you had a teacher and you started learning something. I've got many students that come to me in their 9 year to study numerology. I myself studied numerology in a 9 year, and that was my healing. I needed to understand why my life was in such a mess, why everything seemed so difficult and so hard, why my health was in such a bad place. I needed to understand that. And so in my year of healing, I was led to a numerologist because I needed to understand what was going on. And she was definitely a spiritually gifted teacher. And 33 is my life path. So you may have had a teacher and decided, but I want to do the same for others, because that is what happened to me. And in the personal 1 month, maybe the time where you decide, right, I'm going to move forward into a new direction. And maybe I also want to teach others what it is that I have learned in these last 9 years that have made a difference to me in life. Maybe you studied a degree or something, and you know that there's certain things that are now outdated and need to go because it's a 9 year. And you've got ideas about how the curriculum could change or how differently you could train the students. And you might decide to go into spiritually gifted teaching. So 33 is about, the 3s are communicating, it's telling stories. And I always say that the trademark of a master teacher, a spiritually gifted teacher, is the ability to tell stories, to use analogies so that you can explain difficult concepts so that even a child will understand it. Because 3 is the number of the child. And so to be able to tell stories and analogies and give difficult concepts across is the easiest way that you can get anybody to understand complex things. And so maybe this is a gift that you have acquired. And so 33 adds up to 6, and the 6 is goes very nicely with a 9, by the way. The 6 being about personal love, and the 9 about universal love. So let me see what goes together with the 33-6. One of the things that is very pertinent with the 33-6, because it's the master number of the 6, is that if you're a codependent, or if you are an enabler, or if you don't have boundaries, they will be completely out of whack. So this is also telling me that perhaps you need to find a spiritually gifted teacher or somebody very spiritual that's gifted and can explain things to you in a way that is simple and easy to understand, so that you can set up those boundaries and that you can recognize your codependency patterns and how you are actually harming yourself in the process. So let me see what paragraph muscle checks. The first one. Okay. In this moment, the card steps forward to share its insight, reminding you to trust that your wisdom is a gift meant to be shared. You have knowledge that others long to hear, and teaching will ignite your spirit, bringing both joy and purpose. In every word you speak, there lies the power to uplift and to heal. Embrace your natural role as a teacher, a counselor, a healer. Let your heart guide you as you share your truth with those around you. So the number 1 is a month of doing and of new beginnings. So as you end and heal on your journey, help others to do the same, because we are universally in a 9 year, and help others from what you know, teaching them that or talking to them about that to help them to start moving forward. So breathe it in, trust your rhythm, return next month. And if you would like to purchase my oracle cards, you can click on the link below this video. You can go to janetnumerology.com and go to the shop there and order these online. They are shipped worldwide. There are also ebooks there, and lots of other information is also available on that site. And if you'd like a reading, or if you would like to study numerology, then please make contact with me. You can go onto my website and send me an email from there. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I hope it's going to be a wonderful month. I'm very excited for Africa, for this month, as we start to move forward into a new world and into a new place of being. So from my heart to yours, lots of love, and bye for now.